Can we please stop the complaining? Canes fans, can we please stop the complaining about the CFB committee in their rankings? I know they're awful. They've been awful since last year. They have the most bias of all biases. They favor the SEC like they're gods. They favor the Big Ten like they're princes. They don't favor the ACC. They treat us like we're servants. We understand that already. But can we please stop the complaining about the committee's rankings? We all know their process. We all know what goes into them factoring. It's the SEC, nothing but the SEC, then the Big Ten. All right? We know that's what's going to happen. Those teams are going to get priority over the ACC. And as of right now, there is no ACC currently ranked in the top 12. But I'm tired of the complaining from Canes fans about Notre Dame being ranked number 10 and Texas Tech and Virginia and Texas and Vanderbilt. I'm tired of being ranked over the Canes. I understand the concern. I understand the complaint. But if you've watched the game, you'll know the direction that Notre Dame's been in, despite them playing, you could say, shit teams, and the direction the Canes have been trending in. Not only that, you can't complain when you beat Notre Dame, but then go on to shit down your legs the rest of the season by losing to unranked Louisville at the time. Okay, Louisville's alright. That's fine. That can be acceptable. Tough game, slow game, bad games happen. Okay, go to SMU, though, and you shit down your leg again. Whether you're complaining about the officials or not, the officials should not have been a factor to decide that game. I understand bad officiating could cause games, but the officials should not have been a factor in deciding that game, or, most importantly, the Canes putting away that game. That was on the coaching staff, that was on the offensive coordinator, Mario Cristobal, and the rest of the damn team. And also, you could say it was on just being undisciplined by penalties. Even if the roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, whatever it was, on fourth down was stupid, was a ticky-tack call, was a bullshit call. Guess what? Mario Cristobal called the timeout. He called the timeout way too long in the play clock, and that's what happens. They snapped the ball, the play goes on, no one heard the whistle. I don't know why he didn't call it. Why he called the timeout so late in the play clock. He also wasted timeouts when Carson Beck had it under control instead of getting too concerned about a delayed game. Got way too conservative. We all know we already went over this. Okay, we stop the complaining, please. We had our shot, and whether you think that we blew it, so now Canes fans are complaining. I hate it. I hate it. Look, I'm probably going to complain about the committee myself in about 4 weeks. If the Canes go undefeated, you're going to hear me complaining about the committee all the way through. Because I hate the committee. And the little white hats they hang up before they enter the room, they ain't going to get those back. They're going to forget they get their back because they're over 80 years old. And they just get those white hats for a little media pose. But I'm going to keep complaining too. But we controlled our own destiny over a pretty, and I mean pretty, easy schedule compared to these, I guess you could say, to these other SEC teams, because they're all ranked, so they all beat up on each other. Then you could say they all beat ranked teams, and it's a whole effect. Just spiraling down the hill. Oh, they beat this, SEC beat him, but they're ranked because they're ranked preseason. So it just all makes no sense. But whatever, you could say we had a pretty easy schedule. We should have beat all these teams. SMU does not have the talent. As Mario Cristobal wants to say, oh, they have talent. No, you're lying. You're trying to save yourself. They don't have as much talent as the Miami Hurricanes do. Louisville, they're talented, but they're still not as talented as the Miami Hurricanes. We should not be losing to these teams. Stanford, the game should have never been 7-7. You could see the direction that the Miami Hurricanes are traveling and the direction BYU is traveling, Texas Tech is traveling, Notre Dame's traveling, Louisville's traveling, Virginia's traveling. You can see the direction of those teams. They're in a much better spot currently than the Miami Hurricanes are. And we're complaining about them being ranked over us because we have a win over Notre Dame. Guess what? We know in the CFB, in the committee, in the rankings, in their heads, it's better to lose early in the season than to lose late in the season. Late in the season is when you need to get the dubs, when you need to beat up on the in-conference teams. And the Miami Hurricanes have not been able to do that. But now we're complaining because we're not ranked and we're ranked number 18. You should be lucky we're ranked number 18. Should be lucky they put USC and Michigan over us. Look, I still think the Miami Hurricanes have a shot. I'm probably delusional, but I still think the Miami Hurricanes, with all their talent, And hopefully the coaching staff makes adjustments to not get conservative, to hit some big plays down the field when they're up just one score, and the offense becomes more disciplined. And with the schedule coming up, which we should take care of, but we said that about SMU, we said that about Louisville, we said we should have went undefeated after beating Notre Dame. I still think there's a path for the Miami Hurricanes to make the CFB as a later seed. Now, whether that's making it as, we probably have to be in that top 10, because as of right now, there's no ACC team in that top 11, because that 12 spot obviously goes to the G5, which is Memphis at 22. But I still think there's a path, because we have that win over Notre Dame, because we have the win against Florida, which is common opponents with Texas, because we have a win. We have a win over FSU also, common opponent with Alabama. They beat up a good team. I still think we can get in now, and we also have Pittsburgh on the schedule. They're ranked as of right now. They probably won't be ranked when we play them, because they play Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is most likely going to beat them. But that's also cool, because then they'll be a common opponent, Notre Dame. We have Syracuse next. Syracuse should be like Stanford. It should be complete domination, but it should be by halftime this time. All right? Simple. We'll go over the game preview in another video. Then we have NC State. NC State's tough. They gave Georgia Tech their first loss this weekend. They're tough. Bailey, quarterback. They're not a bad team. They're a high-scoring team. We'll need it. I think we could still beat them. Okay? Virginia Tech, we'll probably have trouble against them for some reason. It's at Virginia Tech. Enter Sandman. Blah, blah, blah. If we don't beat them, we have to go 4-0. If we don't go 4-0, I'm calling for Margaret Cristobal to get fired. I do not care. And then Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, we need to beat them. They gave us trouble. 2017 gives us nightmares. And the last week of the season gives us nightmares also from last season. But we need to beat them. That would be a good win. Those are 4 games left. We have 4 games. That means 4 chances to go 1-0, which means we have a chance to go 4-0 in our last 4, which gives us only 2 losses at the season. All right? BYU and Texas Tech play each other, so one of them is going to drop. Notre Dame plays Pittsburgh. Whether you want them to win or you want them to lose, I don't even know. I believe Virginia or Louisville still play SMU or Duke. Georgia Tech still plays Georgia. Tough game, of course. Vanderbilt still plays Tennessee, which I think they'll lose that game. And Missouri also plays, I think, this week, Texas A&M. That's not good. They're right behind us. They beat Texas A&M. It's cooked. But Oregon still has really tough games to go. They have USC and Washington, and then they have Iowa also. So they have 3 ranked games coming up. Does Oregon. And then, what else is there? I forgot. Oregon sucks. Their best wins against Northwestern. I'll stand by that one. Oklahoma also still has to play LSU and Missouri and Alabama. So we still have a shot. We still have a shot because the other teams are going to beat up on each other, or the other teams, play really tough games, and they could possibly lose multiple to close out these final weeks of the season. So I still think Miami has a shot. My biggest problem is, can we stop complaining about the college football committee rankings, or the college football, whatever you want to call it, the committee and their shit rank? Yes, they suck. The committee's absolutely stupid. There's athletic directors from other colleges there, and it's all bullshit. We know that. But can we stop complaining about them? When we had the ability to control our own destiny over a much easier schedule than we had last season, with a much better team and a much better defense, or whatever you want to say, complete team that we had last season, because we lost to SMU because of coaching malpractice, because of undiscipline, and we lost to Louisville at home. That's our fault. That's our fault. We can't blame the committee if we don't get into the playoffs. At least wait till we go 4-0 before you start complaining like me. Simple as that. But other than that, man, Canes have a shot. Don't give up hope just yet. Just stop fucking complaining. Let's go, Canes.